Welcome to part 3 on the good, the bad, the ugly. Today we are going to talk about all the horrible, nasty things that come along with trailer life. Okay, so first on our list of the ugliest things that happened on this trip so far would have to be when we were rolling out on our launch day. And we were leaving from Dallas, and we weren't even out of the Metroplex yet. So we were still, I guess we were in
15 minutes down the road.
15 minutes down the road, four-lane highway. And I feel a little sway happening in the back of the trailer. Now, mind you, we had
trailer brakes.
We did a trial trip, and that went well. We picked up the trailer from Ohio and brought it back to Texas, and that was smooth sailing. But then we added a bike rack and threw 3 or 4 bikes on the back of our trailer, which I know you're supposed to load the front, and we were a little heavy on the front end on the Jeep, so I was trying to get some weight off. But anyway, 15 minutes down the road, a little sway starts to happen in the trailer, and next thing I know, we are like kind of in and out of 2 or 3 lanes heading towards the concrete median. Now, fortunately, we had met someone on our trial trip down from Ohio, and that was in Mammoth Caves in Kentucky, who happened to mention that we needed to know how to use the trailer brake that I installed, and that if that happens, he's like, you gotta pull the lever. So going through my mind at that point was pull the lever. So I briefly tapped the brakes, which was a big no-no. That made things worse. And then I did pull the brake controller lever, and it straightened us out just in time. I mean, we were literally heading right towards a concrete median. Now, mind you, we didn't tell parents about this because
they would have fainted.
Yeah, this was like we were just starting, and so we quickly pulled over to the side of the road. We took a couple bikes off the back, put them in the trailer, shifted some weight, and then we were able to make it the rest of the trip. But by far, that was the scariest, ugliest thing that happened.
And the kids were blissfully watching their videos in the back of it.
I actually thought it was
had no
fun.
idea
I thought it
what was
fun.
going on, and meanwhile, Brad and I, had just gone through a near-death experience.
And Caleb's the only one that was like, is something wrong? Is something okay? But they're all watching screens, and they didn't realize that we were flying in and out of lanes. Unfortunately, no one was next to us in any of the lanes.
Yeah,
That
they
is
kept their
typically
distance.
a very busy highway.
I mean, we would
fortunately, it was practically empty when we were going.
Yeah. So that was my top ugly for this trip.
Next up is on the ugly list is bathrooms. We've only got one bathroom, and we all use it. We have this poopery thing that we're supposed to put in, but we never use it. At least.
What? Is that why it smells all the time?
Maybe.
You're supposed to use it.
Yeah, so going from a house where we had 3 bathrooms down to one bathroom.
bathroom that's like
2 boys, lots of pee. That's kind of ugly, right?
Yeah, it's ugly and gross.
Yeah, ugly and gross. And who cleans that bathroom? Yeah, not you. That's for sure.
Okay.
So the bathroom leads into our other ugly, and that is smells. There are always interesting smells going on.
Right.
Yes, as Nora says, they're endless. Between 2 dogs, one with rotting teeth that smell like
throw up. Throw up.
And with 3 boys and a stinky girl.
Hey, that's you. That's you.
Yes, we've got some smelly feet. We've got some smelly butts.
Yes, this
They're the
girl's
butts.
culprit is her feet, man. Oof, it's like
Mom,
dead fish.
yours are like dead fish.
They used
farts
to
are
be
dead
once
like
when I was younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're.
Fortunately, I would say what's nice about the trailer is it does have 2 incredible exhaust fans.
Yes.
So, like, if it gets real bad, you put these things on and it's just like a vacuum sucker. It just sucks out the stuff. So I do appreciate that.
And then I'll diffuse some oil, smelly oils.
Oil diffuser. And there's been some changes to my diet to help with some of the gas production that I was involved in. So we're working on it. So the fourth thing on our list would have to be temper tantrums that kind of happen. So you've got 5 people in a confined space. Some of us need space. Nora's often saying that she just can't get away from anybody. And so often when we're tired or after a long day of travel, things get a little hot and there's some meltdowns and that sort of thing's happening. Sometimes it's the kids, sometimes it's the grown-ups.
A little guilty.
Sometimes some people get overstimulated when they have too many people around them. So Lauren gets a little sensory defensive, I would say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when the kids do, for some reason, really love to hang around her, even in this small space. So she'll often be trying to eat a meal and have 2 or 3 kids hanging on her. And that's like a recipe for
meltdown.
Yeah, super meltdown. So
It's usually Sam though.
So we're working on trying to get people space, right? Get out, go for walks, that kind of stuff. But it's tough because it is just 25 feet long of space and 5 people,
our dogs
2 dogs.
The size of
human.
2 child-sized humans.
So that can be kind of rough sometimes. Okay, so I would say the 5th thing on our list has been trials and tribulations we've had with dumping our sewage. So it's really not that complicated to dump your sewer, but a few times I've kind of rushed through it. One of those times was when we were out in Moab and there was a long line of people like waiting to dump, and so I was waiting and I didn't have a problem waiting, but you start seeing 3 or 4 rigs pile up behind you and I'm like, oh, I gotta get moving. So the pressure led to, not thinking clearly. I pulled the black, pulled the gray, and then I ended up, usually what I'll do is once all that happens, I'll disconnect from our rig and then kind of like lift up the hose and let the poopy run down into the thing, but
Not really.
I did it backwards. So what I did was I closed my valves and then I took it out of the actual dump thing before I had disconnected from the rig. And so I disconnected, I had it one hand and then I'm disconnected from the rig and I've got crap still sitting in the hose and there's people behind me. I look like an idiot. So like I tried to like just kind of like dump it down into the pit and then it ended up kind of splashing up on me. So luckily I had glasses on because I got some of my glasses, my shirt, my pants. And it just
then he had to get in the car with us.
And he smelled the entire trip.
That was just the start of our drive. So I would recommend that if when doing sewage, no matter how long the line is, take your time. It's not hard, but you don't want to rush through it. The other time I had my oldest son, Caleb, try to like hose out the sewage line and I was holding one end and he like turned it on full blast and it again just sprayed. So twice I've been sprayed. So and it's ugly. I mean, this stuff's nasty and obviously you don't want that to happen. So that would be 5 for me, rounding out the ugliest things we've hit so far on this little adventure. So thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our last of a 3-part series on the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna have more videos coming out. We're starting to kind of hopefully hit a little bit of a rhythm. So lots more to come. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.